For this painting, I'm using Saunders Waterford watercolor paper and Daniel Smith and Winsor Newton watercolor paints. I started by masking a few areas of the nest and branches using masking fluid. Once it was completely dry, I moved on to the background. For the background, I worked wet into wet, painting section by section. I used yellow ochre, burnt sienna, green gold, violet, and blue. I didn't mix the colors too much on the palette. Instead, I applied clean water first and then dropped in the colors, letting them move and blend naturally on the paper. I continued working through the whole background in the same way. In a few areas, I also added a cling wrap while the painting was still damp to create some interesting texture. Once everything dried, I removed the cling wrap and started working on the nest. For the nest, I begin with some of the same colors from the background, but this time I use them in a more concentrated way to build stronger pigment and values. I kept one side slightly darker than the other to give it more depth and form. Next, I worked on the tree branches. I started with a light wash of yellow ochre, and while that wash was still wet, I added burnt sienna, Winsor blue, and Van Dyke brown to create a darker values. For the leaves part, I splattered different shades of green and then softened some of those marks with a damp brush. I wanted that area to stay very loose and natural. In this painting, I kept the background soft, light, and expressive. Then I started working on the baby hummingbird. Using a small brush, I first wet the head area and added a green gold. While it was still wet, I dropped in a little manganese blue to create a soft teal green. Then I slowly added a Winsor blue in a few places to deepen the color. I worked this way through the baby bird, building gentle variations. For the belly, I kept it very light with a soft violet wash. Then near the lower belly area, I mixed a touch of orange with violet to create a light brown grey tone. Then I slowly worked on the eyes and beak using a light wash of Winsor blue. After that, I mixed with a Van Dyke brown to create the darker values in the eyes and to define the details more clearly. Under the neck area of the hummingbird, I used quinacridone red first, then glazed over with the transparent orange to create a soft red peach tone. After that, I added a mix of burnt sienna, Van Dyke brown, and a small amount of quinacridone red to build a deeper red-brown shade. I also added a few small spots to bring in more textures and detail. For the flower, I started with a small touch of cadmium yellow at the tip and then slowly added a quin red. Then I worked them gentle, keeping the color soft and fresh. After that, I moved on to the mommy bird following the same process I used for the baby hummingbird. I built the colors slowly in layers, allowing soft variations to form natural while the paint was still wet. I kept the whole painting soft, loose, and delicate, allowing the gentle connections between the mother and baby hummingbird to be the main focus. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in purchasing this original painting, it is available on my website. Thank you.